welcome to a new Coach Dave Academy lap quad. I'm Corentin Guinez, test driver for Coach Dave, and today I'm gonna show you Barber Motorsports inside the Hyundai Elantra for week 6 of IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge. I'm gonna give you some tips and give you my references and braking points around this track. Let's get started. Well, that's it for the out lap. It was quite a nice lap. So yeah, let's get started with the analysis of each corner. I'm gonna tell you what was my braking reference and what I was looking in each corners. So I'm gonna move to the first corner, which is quite tricky to be honest because you cannot see the apex. Quite difficult. I'm gonna show you first my braking reference. So basically, I'm using the one board on the right on the grass as a braking reference. As you can see on the input, I'm not braking right at the one boards. I'm braking slightly before, like I would say between the first one and the second, the two boards. But yeah, when I see that the first board is getting closer, I'm starting to brake. I'm not braking too strong because then you're gonna activate the ABS and you're gonna go straight. It's not what you want in TCR because then you're gonna lose the rotation that the brakes gives you basically. So now you can see that you cannot see the apex, it's completely blind. So what I'm looking at on the exit is basically the exit. I'm looking at the grass there, as you can see, just behind the fence. I'm just looking at the exit because you can see the apex, so the only thing you can see is the exit. So I'm just aiming the exit and I'm playing with the banking. Just make sure that you hit the apex because then it's gonna help you to take the corner much more easier. Second, just avoid that curb on the inside because it's too huge. It's gonna just send you off all the way if you go too aggressively on it. As you can see, I'm really close of it. I'm going on the white line, but I'm absolutely not going over it. So yeah, as you can see, it's really close with the curb, but I'm not going over it. I think you can try to go over it, like this part of the curb, but if you go on the middle of the curb, you're gonna be dead on the grass, and you cannot stop the car basically because, as you can see, there is just a small runoff there, but then it's gravel and grass, so you won't be able to stop the car. Into turn 2 now. So as you can see, I'm really close of the grass on the right, but it's fine. I'm braking in the middle of this corner, like there on the exit of turn 1, and then as you can see, I'm like 50% brakes, which is fine. You don't need to brake much more because then you're gonna just kill the speed you have, and you have to carry quite a lot of speed because it's a long right corner. It's really important to carry the speed there, especially because it's turn 3. Then you have quite a nice a nice straight line, and then you're gonna have a nice opportunity of overtake at the hairpin, but we're gonna see that later. So let's see the turn 2. I'm staying full inside. I think it's quicker. You have two options in this corner. It's basically having a late apex or just going all the way on the inside. I think going all the way on the inside is much better because basically gonna lose some time on the entry. Like you cannot carry all the speed you're gonna have with the wider line. But I think it's better because you're gonna put less stress on the tires, which is good because then you're gonna overheat them, and it's not good on this track. And yeah, you don't lose that much on the exit. Obviously, having a late apex is gonna give you some more speed on the exit, but in the same time, the time that you're gonna gain on the exit is the time that you're gonna gain on the entry is the one that you're gonna lose in the middle of the corner by going wider because you're gonna have to kill a bit the speed you had to make sure that you're gonna get the apex. So yeah, I would say that the inside line, the complete inside line is better for this one. So yeah, as you can see, I'm keeps braking a bit. I'm like 50% at the start of the turn 2, and then I'm gonna go like smoothly. I'm gonna go smoothly back on throttle. So as you can see, still on the brakes, still on the brakes, and there I would say at the third of the corner, I'm gonna go back smoothly on throttle. I'm like 15% there. And then as you can see, I'm still braking a bit in the middle of the corner because I was probably I was going a bit too fast there. And then in the middle of the corner, I'm going completely on throttle, 50%. And then when I see that it's fine, I'm approaching this curb on the right. I'm gonna go full throttle. Yep. And now full throttle. So this corner is quite easy, to be honest. Just make sure that you are not coming with too much speed, because if you go with too much speed on the entry, you're gonna lose the rear, which is not good basically, because you're gonna lose, like I said, you're gonna lose all the speed for the straight line line, which is a good overtake opportunity. So yeah, just be careful in this corner, but it's not easy. It's not difficult, sorry. So now into turn 3. This one is turn 3. It's flat out. Just make sure that you are close to the curb to just shorter the distance. It's still few hundreds to gain, but those few hundreds are important because this track is not easy. And for example, in qualifying, it's gonna be very important to do a good lap. There is not a lot of overtake opportunity apart from this corner, which is turn 4. At turn 5, you're not gonna have a lot of overtake opportunities, so it's really important to get a good lap in quali. Let's go into turn 5 now. So my braking reference is the two boards. Maybe even later. Yeah, slightly later, I would say. But yeah, I'm braking at the two boards just there, as you can see. I'm gonna go back a bit. Yeah. The exact point is just there, slightly before the two boards. So yeah, that's my braking reference. And then I'm looking at the apex. Again, it's kind of blind there. You cannot really see the apex, but when you're gonna approach the one board, you will be able to see it now. So I'm just aiming this curb, but I'm not completely going on the inside because I want to have a good exit. Once again, there is a bit of a small straight right behind, and I want to have a good exit because basically you can lose some time if you're going too rapidly on the apex now. Well, I'm going like middle of the track when I'm entering the corner, and then I'm turning like 90% my wheel, 90 degrees, sorry, my wheel over the curb now. And then I'm go completely back on throttle to have a good exit, because when you go back fully on throttle, it's gonna help the car to rotate a bit. So yeah, I'm now full on throttle. And then I'm gonna try to not go wide, because if you go wide, you're gonna have to do more distance to join the next corner. So I'm trying to like reduce the distance. So I'm keep looking at this point when I'm exiting the corner. and then straight to the sixth corner. Okay, so here is turn 6, it's flat out, not real corner to be honest. I'm trying to stay as close as I can of the grass, because you're gonna lose some time if you go more in the middle of the track. It's shorter this way. So now we are aiming for turn 7, which is 7A and 7B. I'm gonna take some time in this corner because it's a quite difficult one with the curbs. So yeah. As a braking reference, I'm using the first board. As you can see, I'm braking when the front is near of it. Yeah, exactly. So I'm a few meters behind the first board. Yeah, I would say like 5 meters. So yeah, it's basically at the first board there. And then I'm aiming for the inside. So as you can see, I'm trying to turn from that point. I know that's not easy to see, but when I see that I'm getting close to this curb, sorry, I'm aiming for the apex, which is just there. Still on the brakes, like 75%. Do not brake too much, because if you brake too much, you're gonna unsettle the car. You're gonna lose the rear, and then you're gonna try to get back the car by turning left, but you're gonna gain back some grip and you're gonna crash on the gravel on the left. So make sure that you're not braking too much. Find your rhythm in practice. It's definitely not the easiest part of the track. That's the most trickiest part of the track, especially on the brake, because like I said, if you brake too much, you're gonna just spin. So make sure that you find your pace in practice, sorry, and yeah, go step by step. Do not brake too much because it's really difficult. So stay 75%, and then I just released a bit the brakes, as you can see, because I don't want to kill all the speed I have, because you have to carry some speed, obviously, because then you have to prepare your exit for turn 8. And if you go too slow, you're gonna lose way too much time. So yeah, here it is. It's 7A. This corner is. I'm not going over it because it's quite difficult. It's not consistent sometimes. Sometimes it's fine. The car behaves fine. You can go through it like nicely, but sometimes you're just gonna lose the rear because the rear is gonna get bumpy. So as you can see, I'm just avoiding the curb like turn 1 basically. Um, in this case, I think it's gonna be bumpy on the rear. It's not gonna send the car on the grass like it can be at turn 1. Turn 1 was just about not going on it because it will just throw you on the grass. But this time it will just be bouncy. So now we are exiting 7A, so we are focusing 7B, which is there. I'm starting to brake at the exit of 7A. As you can see, at the exit of 7A, I'm putting 50% brakes, which is fine. You don't need to brake too much because then you're gonna lose the speed, and then you're gonna be too slow for the 7B and then the entry of turn 8. So 50%, and then when I'm getting close of the curb 7B, I'm going to 75%, which is fine because you're not gonna activate the ABS. It's over, I would say 80 or maybe 85% brakes that you're gonna activate the ABS. And obviously you don't want to activate ABS there because you're gonna lose the rotation and you won't carry the speed you need for the corner, the 8 corner. So yeah, on to the 7B corner, which is fine on the brakes. Even if you brake on the grass, it's completely fine because the car is not gonna be unsettled or bumpy or whatever. So it's completely fine. Just make sure that the car is straight, because if the car is not, you may lose control because of the curb. But if you are straight, it's completely fine. And then I look at the exit of the 8th corner. I'm looking there approximately, because you don't have the apex there. You cannot see the apex. There is a lot of blind corners in this track, and once again you have to look at the exit, like turn 1 for example. That was a good reference. And there I'm starting to release a bit the brake, 50% on the exit of the 7B, and now I'm starting to turn the car when I'm getting close to to the curb on the inside of the turn 8, as you can see. Still on the brakes 50%, and then when I'm getting near of the apex, I'm raising the brakes. As you can see now, it's 20%, like I would say 45 degrees on the wheel, and now still raising the brakes 15% when I'm getting close of the apex, which is there for me. I'm not going over the curb because I think it's fine. It sometimes it can help to go over the curb with different classes. Like in GT3, I think cup cars, it's fine to go over this curb because the front is not bottoming. But in TCR, the curbs are quite harsh with this kind of cars. The front is bottoming, and then you're gonna lose the traction in this kind of corner. So you should not go over the curb. Stay on the inside. I think the white. I'm going. Yeah, exactly. I'm going on the white line, which is fine. But do not go over the white line because then you're gonna lose all the traction. And this curb may push you on the outside, which means that you're gonna lose some traction, you're gonna lose some speed because you're gonna have to raise a bit the throttle. So now I'm on the apex, and as you can see, I'm 50% on throttle, and I'm gonna go step by step, full throttle, as you can see, like from the apex. And now I'm on the apex, and I'm gonna go 75%. I'm gonna go back on cockpit cam. And yeah, I put some more angle because this extra angle, like a 90 angle, 90 degrees, is gonna help me to make the car obviously turn. But when I go stronger on the throttle, it's gonna help to rotate the car much more. So now 75%, and now when I see, I'm gonna show you when I see this curb. I'm starting to go more and more on throttle because now I can see the exit. This curb for me is the exit of turn 8. So yeah, when I see this curb, I'm going full throttle. As you can see now, I'm full throttle. And now you're gonna focus. It's turn 9 and turn 10, which is the chicane, which is not easy. But in this car, it's fine because it's flat out. It's not really bouncy or whatever. So we will see that in a short time now. Here we are. Here is the chicane, turn 9 and turn 10. So I'm getting close of it. I'm staying on the outside, close of this curb, and then I'm aiming for this part of the curb. So I'm gonna move a bit now. So yeah, now I'm close of it. I'm aiming this part of the track, this part of the curb. I'm gonna try to put my left wheels there. So as you can see, with the chase cam, we're gonna go slow there. Yeah, let's go. So now, as you can see, I aimed that part of the track and I'm going on this part of the curb. As you can see, I'm going completely over the curb, which is fine because the car is not bottoming that much, so it's completely fine. You can go flat out. I'm nearly flat out. I'm not sure I'm going completely flat out to turn 9 and 10, but you can go nearly flat out. I'm pretty sure in quali you can go flat out. That's for sure. But yeah, as you can see, I'm taking a lot of curb, which is fine. You're not getting any of tracks or slow down. So then you can make sure that you're gonna have a good exit for turn 10, because if you don't go over the curb, you're gonna have to slow down much more for turn 10, and you're gonna lose some time there. So you have to compromise a bit the entry, but it's not even compromising your entry because you're flat out, like I said. So there are a lot of curb. I would say that you have to put half of the car over the curb, and I think I can show you that on the replay. If I put the chase cam and right in the middle of the car, as you can see, the car is in the middle of the curb. With the exhaust, you can see that it's right in the middle of the curb. The left wheels are on the grass, but like I said, it's not enough track, so it's completely fine. Now here is turn 10, and now I'm starting to turn for turn 10 when the car is has land the after the curb. So as you can see, now the car has land, and now I'm just aiming for turn 10. And now you can cut completely as well this corner, but I would say that the more you can go on this curb is in the middle of it. Like this line there is the limit of it, because if you go too much over it, it's gonna send the car on the grass. It's kind of the same example as turn 1, like we've seen some examples before. If you are too greedy on the curbs, it's just gonna send you off the track. So yeah, stay on the limit. Do not go over this line. You can see it, I think, on the cockpit quite easily. Yeah, exactly. You can see this line there. So do not go over this line. Stay with your right wheels on the left of it. Now it's completely flat out. Maybe not the exit. Yes, it is. It's completely flat out. So you have to make sure that this entry is fine, that turn on is fine, and if this one is fine, you don't have to worry about 10-10. It's gonna be flat out. Like I said, not too greedy on the curb, but it seems really easy to be honest. And now you're gonna go over the curb there. Just make sure that you are not too wide there, because you're gonna get the off track, and that's not what you want when you are in quali or even in the race. So yeah, just make sure that you are on the limit, on the track limit, and it's gonna be fine. Okay, so on to 10-11 now. As a braking reference, I'm using the one board just there, slightly before I'm starting to brake, 50% there, not too much braking, like I said, like basically 7B, 7, and the transition between 7B and the corner, the 8 turn. Because yeah, if you brake too much, you're gonna lose the rotation, which is very important in this sector 3, because all all you need is rotation there. So basically, I'm braking the one board there and 50%, and then I'm aiming for the apex, which is a bit blind, like turn one, but you will be able to see it like quite fast. Like as you can see, I'm already seeing the apex, so I'm just aiming this part of the curb now. I'm not going over it, because then you're gonna it's like the 7A curb. It's quite inconsistent, so I advise you guys to not go over it. You can gain some time if you are right in the middle of it, but it's gonna be too inconsistent, and you won't gain that much time by going over it. So stay on on the limit is the white line, I think, or you can maybe put your left wheels like I've done on the curb, but do not go on the over that line, like 10-10 basically. Do not go over this line, the middle of the curb. So yeah, that's the limit. And then I'm starting to release a bit the brakes. I'm going back on throttle when I'm in the at the start of the curb, to prepare my next corner, which is turn 12. Okay, so now into turn 12, I'm 50% on throttle, as you can see. You have to carry some speed, because that's quite a fast section actually. Even if it seems like you have to slow down a lot, you have to carry a lot of speed, which is important. As you can see, you have to aim for that apex, which is important, because you have to prepare yourself for the next few corners there, and aiming the speed is really important there. So I'm just aiming this part of the track, 50% throttle, and now I'm starting to brake when I'm getting close of this curb, like just there. I'm starting to slow down a bit, like 25%, 30% brake, and now I'm trying to rotate the car using that kind of banking, which is there. And I'm aiming this apex, but basically I'm gonna try to go over that curve, which is important, because um this curve is not like the same one. It's not like the other ones. This one is gonna help you, and yeah, it's strange like this, but it's gonna help you to rotate the car. So yeah, by going over it, you're gonna go back on throttle, and the fact that you're gonna go back on throttle on this curve will help you to make the car make the corner. So now when I'm going over, I'm getting close of it, I'm 15% brakes, and then when I'm on the curb, as you can see, I'm starting to go back on throttle, and now I'm 50% on throttle now, because it's gonna help me rotate the car. When I'm exiting the curb, as you can see, I'm going fully on throttle, which is my reference to go back on throttle. And now you can go flat out. You should have quite some room on the exit, as you can see. Yeah, I'm on the curb now. Okay, so here we are, turn 14. I'm not braking until the end of this curb. my apex for this one is the end of the tire wall there, and the green light, I would say. So I'm just aiming these two things. So yep, just I'm aiming this apex, and now when you're on this curb, you can go like completely over it. To be honest, it's not gonna hurt the car. And I'm even going through the grass there on my with my right wheels. Sorry, and I'm not gonna lose grip, so it's completely fine. Just go completely inside. And do not stay on the left of the white line there, because you're gonna go too wide, and it's not gonna be good, because if you go too wide, you're gonna give the opportunity of the carbine to overtake you, which is not what we want basically, especially in this corner, because it's quite tricky, especially if the carbine just missed the apex at turn 15. It's definitely not good. So yeah, just aim this part of the curb. You can put your wheels, your right wheels on the grass. It's completely fine. And now you can stay like maybe off throttle and off the brakes. It's completely fine. And I'm gonna show you where I'm starting to brake there. You can carry a lot of speed in this corner. Now I'm approaching turn 15, sorry, and I'm aiming this part of the grass there. You can see that it's getting a bit dark. There is a bit of I would say brown grass, something like that. So I'm starting to break when I'm seeing this basically. So as you can see, just I would say 20% brakes. You do not have to brake too much, because you're gonna kill the speed you've carried, which is not good, because you have still quite some distance to do before reaching 10 15. So do not brake too much, and even because if you brake too much, you're gonna just activate the ABS and you're gonna go straight, which is bad, like I said, because you're gonna lose all the rotation. Now we are approaching 10 15, still on the brakes, like I would say 15%, still on the brakes, a bit more now, because I see that I was approaching a bit too fast, so I'm going up to, I would say, 40 35%. Still on the brakes. I'm not going on throttle. By it's just useless to go on throttle now, to be honest. Now still 30% until the apex. The apex is there. I'm just looking at the apex there, and as you can see, I'm still on the brakes, which helps to rotate the car. For this curve, it's fine. You can go on it, because you're gonna have to go back on throttle on this curb, which is gonna help the car to rotate. So as you can see, I'm just aiming this curb. I'm not going over the line, the line in the middle. I'm staying quite soft on the left of it. So as you can see, still on the brakes, and now I'm reaching the curb and I'm going back on throttle. 35% is enough. Do not go too much on throttle, because then you're gonna have someone in the clear, and you have to prepare for the next corner, which is basically the last corner of the track, and then you have a long straight, which is important. So yeah, 30% throttle in the middle of the curb. Right wheels are approximately on the line, I would say. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, I'm on the left of the line. That was what I expected. And now here is the exit. I'm staying completely inside. And now I'm going back on throttles, 80%. I'm going full between the middle of turn 15 and turn 16, as you can see. And now for the last corner, I'm aiming this curb. I'm just staying completely on the right of the track. You can see that I'm not going close to the middle of it. I'm just aiming this part of the curb. Now I'm going on the curb, and once I'm on the curb, I'm starting to release the not the clutch, the throttle. And now when I'm at that point, I'm just aiming for the apex, which is there. You can see it a bit, just there. And now I'm starting to release the throttle, and I'm starting to just release it even more, 50%. You do not have to brake there, because you're gonna have to carry some speed, and braking there is quite useless, because you can use the bit of banking which offers you the corner to turn. So yeah, you do not have to brake. The grip is there in this corner, so even with high track temps, it's you do not have to brake anyway. So yeah, just aim this part of the curb. Don't be too greedy on the curb, like the other curb. just stay on the this time on the right of the line, which is in the middle of the curb. And as you can see, I'm going on throttle step by step, not directly 100%. So as you can see on the entry, 50% in the middle, 75, and now when I'm after the middle of the curb, I'm going full throttle. And now I'm aiming this part of the curb now. When I'm completely on the exit of the curb, that you can see, still a left part there. And now when I'm there full throttle, I'm just aiming this part of the curb. And there is the lap of Barber Motorsports with the Hyundai Elantra. So yeah, that's it for the lap guide, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it's gonna be helpful for you for having a good week for week 6 of IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge. That was Corentin Guinez for Coach Dave Academy. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to have a look at the website to get setups and all you need for having good weeks. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see you next time for next lab guides and for the broadcast sessions. So yeah, see you next time, guys.